Near the village of Kyoto, there was a beautiful forest where a small village was situated. In this village lived a young boy named Haruto. He was very hard-working and honest, but one habit always kept him unhappy. He constantly compared himself to others. Whenever he saw his friend Ren, who was always the top student, he thought, "I wish I were as smart as him." When he saw his neighbor Daiki, who was very rich, he wished he had as much wealth. Even when he saw someone running fast, he wished he could run like them. Slowly, his life started sinking into disappointment. He couldn't focus on his studies, and his interest in work was also decreasing. He felt like he could never be as successful as those he compared himself to. One day, a famous monk came to the village. He was known for enlightening people about life's truths. Haruto heard that the monk was very wise, so he went to him and shared his problem. "Sensei, I work very hard, but whenever I see someone better than me, I feel sad. I feel like I can never be like them. Please help me get rid of this problem." The monk smiled and said, "Come to the oldest tree in the village tomorrow morning. You will find the answer to your question there." Haruto found this strange, but thought the monk must have a reason. Early the next morning, as the sun rose, Haruto reached the old tree. The monk was already there. The monk said, "Look carefully at this forest. What do you see?" Haruto looked around and replied, "Sensei, there are different kinds of trees here. Some are very tall, some are short, some have lots of fruits, while others don't." The monk smiled and said, "Now imagine if this sakura tree started comparing itself to the bamboo tree and complained that it is not as tall. And what if the bamboo tree complained that it doesn't bear beautiful flowers like the sakura tree? Would that make sense?" Haruto replied, "No, sensei, that would be foolish." The monk asked, "Okay, then tell me, how does this forest look to you?" Haruto looked around and said, "Very beautiful and balanced." The monk smiled and said, "That is the greatest truth of life. Just as every tree has its unique existence and purpose, every human has their own journey and destiny. The sakura tree is made to bloom beautifully, while the bamboo tree is built for strength and flexibility. Their lives are different, yet both are important." Haruto nodded but still had some doubts. The monk took him near a pond where many fish were swimming. He pointed to a bird and said, "If this fish started complaining that it cannot fly like the bird, would that be fair?" Haruto said, "Not at all. The fish is made to swim in water, and the bird is made to fly." The monk said, "Then why do you want to be like someone else? Your journey is your own. You also have qualities that others don't." After hearing this, Haruto had a moment of realization. He understood that every person has unique strengths, and comparing ourselves to others only harms us. From that day on, he stopped comparing himself to others and started focusing on his own strengths and weaknesses. He realized that when he worked according to his own abilities, he felt true satisfaction. Slowly, his confidence returned, and he began to see his life from a new perspective. Years later, with hard work, Haruto built a successful business. He became the most inspiring person in the village. Whenever someone asked him the secret of his success, he would simply smile and say, "Never compare yourself to others. If a fish tries to fly, it will always fail. But if it hones its swimming skills, it can rule the entire ocean." Comparing yourself to others is like expecting the sun and the moon to shine at the same time. Both have their own place, and both shine in their own time. Focus on your own journey, recognize your strengths, and create your own path to success.